Hello and welcome to the GMAP training video series. My name is Erin Sudduth and I'm the branch manager for the Title I Part A Support and Improvement branch at the Kentucky Department of Education. This video includes instruction on the school program description page in GMAP. Once again, I've logged into our GMAP test site as a test district for the demonstration. After logging in, I navigated to the current consolidated application and selected the school program description page from the sections page, both of which are covered in the general overview and tips video. The school program description page covers the measures used to determine which schools are eligible for Title I service. First, select the measure used to determine poverty, as well as the date that the data was pulled. Districts have the discretion to choose which poverty factor is used to rank and serve schools and distribute funds. They aren't required to use a particular one. It might be useful for new coordinators to examine multiple poverty measures and see how they compare. The date selected must be a date from the previous school year that school was in session, unless another date range has been approved by the U.S. Department of Education, such as during the COVID-19 crisis as a part of COVID flexibility. At least one low-income measure must be selected. The low-income measure you select on this page will impact the low-income numbers you input on the school eligibility page. Two measures may be selected if the district has some schools participating in the Community Eligibility Provision, also known as CEP program, and some schools not participating in CEP. In order to be eligible for CEP, districts and/or schools must meet a minimum level of identified students for free meals. Identified students are students approved as eligible for free meals who are not subject to verification. This could be through programs such as SNAP and TANF, or by another factor such as children experiencing homelessness, migrant youth, etc. These directly certified children do not represent all students who are eligible for free and reduced price meals. Some students become eligible based on free and reduced price lunch data and/or state household surveys. Using only the number of students identified through CEP would result in lower poverty percentages for CEP schools or districts. To address this, the U.S. Department of Agriculture allows for the use of a multiplier to provide an estimate of the percentage of students eligible for free and reduced price meals in participating CEP schools. This multiplier is set at 1.6 by the USDA. Multiplying the number of directly certified children by 1.6 is meant to estimate a total that would include the students who qualify for free and reduced price meals but are not directly certified and is therefore more comparable to the free and reduced price lunch data. If two measures are selected, they must be comparable, and the date the data was pulled must be the same for each measure. A district may use counts of directly certified students for all schools, or use free and reduced price lunch data for non-CEP schools and directly certified students and the 1.6 multiplier for CEP schools in order to make the measures comparable, or use directly certified students and the 1.6 multiplier for all schools. You must select yes or no for the high school prioritization question. Under ESSA, districts may opt to prioritize high schools with poverty levels between 50% and 75%. Selecting yes means the district will serve those high schools before serving other schools with higher poverty rates that are also between 50 and 75% poverty. If you're not doing this, select no. To be clear, districts do not need to select yes if they intend on serving their high schools in rank order. To better explain this option, we're going to leave the application for a minute and look at a sample list of schools. The sample lists 6 schools and their corresponding poverty rates. Elementary School A has a poverty rate of 82%, Elementary School B, 76%, Middle School A, 70%, High School A, 68%, Middle School B, 62%, Elementary School C, 55%, and High School B, 49%. High School A is in the middle of the ranking at 68%. If the district selected yes for the high school prioritization, that means that the High School A will now outrank Middle School A. It doesn't outrank elementary school A or B because those schools are above 75% and must be served first. However, since the high school is prioritized, it will be served before serving the other schools with poverty levels between 50% and 75%, such as middle school A, middle school B, and elementary school C. You'll notice that high school B's rank did not change. That's because high school B's poverty rate is 49%, and this exception only applies to high schools whose poverty rate is between 50% and 75%. Now let's get back to the GMAP application. The method of allocation of funds determines how the district will distribute Title I funds to participating schools. District-wide rank means the schools are ranked by poverty percentages within the district as a whole, from highest to lowest. Grade span rank allows, for example, a district to serve elementary schools despite a middle or high school falling in the middle of the ranking. Within the grade span group, for example, an elementary grade span group, schools would be served in rank order from highest to lowest poverty. Rank and serve requirements do not apply to districts with under 1,000 students enrolled or only one school per grade span. The method of qualification determines each school's eligibility for Title I services. The 35% rule means that any school at or above 35% poverty is eligible to receive an allocation. District-wide poverty average takes the average poverty percentage of all schools in the district, and only schools at or above that average are eligible for an allocation. District-wide grade span poverty averages may be used if the district is using grade span rank as the method of allocation funds. However, using grade span rank does not require you to select this method of qualification. With this method, a school within that grade span that is at or above the poverty average of the grade span is eligible to receive an allocation. If you select this option, you must complete the grade span poverty average chart. Districts selecting other methods of qualifications do not have to complete this chart. So you can see that these methods provide some flexibility in determining which schools to serve while still meeting ESSA's rank and serve requirements. Alternative funding is an ESSA provision in which a district may elect not to serve an eligible school attendance area or eligible school that has a higher percentage of children from low-income families if the school meets ESSA comparability requirements, the school is receiving supplemental funds from other state or local sources that are spent according to Title I Part A requirements, and the supplemental funds equal or exceed the amount that would be provided under Title I Part A. If using this option, the school name, funding source, and amount must be completed in the chart. As always, remember to use the Save and Go To tool to save your work before navigating to another page. Thank you for watching the GMAT training video series.